Thank you very much, Arabile. In other news, sentencing procedures in the murder trial of property mogul Jason Rohde resumed in the Western Cape High Court in Cape Town today. Rohde was convicted of his wife Susan's murder, you'll recall, at the Spier Wine Farm in July 2016. Well, load shedding delayed proceedings. For more, we crossed to our SABC reporter Mariska Botha in Cape Town. Mariska, tell us what happened or could happen before the load shedding.
Yes, not even Cape Town could escape the load shedding. It was a delay of about 2 hours because of the load shedding that happened. So the procedures couldn't start until the load shedding time was over. And that was at around 12:30. And then, of course, they went straight into the business of the day, which is the state calling several witnesses pertaining to various things, including the financial matters of the Rohde family after Susan Rohde's death. But the one testimony that stood out was definitely that of a social worker, Rian Perry, who had interviewed the 3 daughters of Jason and Susan Rohde. And he just painted a picture of how absolutely sad this whole tragedy is, especially for these 3 girls. 2 of the girls who are twins, they just finished writing matric last month, and the other daughter is only 20 years old. So for them, it's very much a situation where they are stuck between a rock and a hard place, because their mother has been murdered and their father has been convicted of that murder. And in his interviews, he said the girls described to him how it's very, very difficult for them to find closure or to even mourn their mother as the trial continues, because they still feel love for their father and they want to support their father. So it is indeed a very, very difficult situation for them.
So in sentencing proceedings, you usually hear in mitigation of sentence or in aggravation. Who's speaking for him? Who's speaking against him?
Well, tomorrow we understand that the defense team will call witnesses. We understand the oldest daughter of Jason Rohde was insisting that she would want to come and speak in mitigation of her father's sentencing, and we expect that to continue tomorrow. There was, however, indications that it might have to happen in camera. That was a request from the defense, but we don't know about that for certain yet. The court will first have to hear the arguments for that and decide on that matter, but definitely his oldest daughter will come and speak in mitigation of his sentence. It also, one can maybe just add, the girls in their interview with the social worker indicated that for them it feels like the media especially focused on the sensation of this murder trial, because as you might remember, Jason Rohde admitted to an affair, and Judge Khayat Salihlope found that the murder was a result of that affair and it ended in tragedy. They said the media is focused on this sensational case and not really thinking about those that are left behind, which are 3 young women who have now lost their mother, and they have said if their father gets a lengthy sentence, he could well face life imprisonment. They will also lose their other parent. So for them, it is definitely a horrific time that they're going through, but we're expecting those procedures to continue tomorrow.
The fact is, in a crime-ridden country, this is newsworthy. Just remind us of the circumstances that led to a man well-known killing his wife at a well-known tourist and conferencing spot.
Exactly right. Yes, Jason Rohde is known as a property mogul. He worked for one of the major property agencies in the country. They were at a work retreat at the Spier Wine Estate in July of 2016. And his wife accompanied him to this function. And we understand that his mistress at the time would have been there as well. And it was a heated argument that happened inside the hotel at the Spier Wine Estate. And then the next morning, Susan Rohde was found hanging from a cord behind the door of the bathroom in their hotel room. So definitely there are elements of the sensational in this. These are wealthy people. They move in comfortable circles. But it just goes to show that crime affects absolutely everybody of all walks of society. And you would think that people who have no financial troubles do not face the similar challenges that other people do. But this just goes to show that crime is absolutely everywhere, and especially now that we are within the 16 days of activism against violence against women and children. This is absolutely everywhere, and crimes like this can affect anyone from all walks of life.
All right, thank you. And she'll keep following the sentencing proceedings. Mariska Botha reporting for us from the Cape.